And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, Let there be light, and there was light. Fix thy soul gaze upon the stars, whose ray thou art, the flaming star that shines within the lightless depths of ever-being, the boundless fields of the unknown. From the voice of silence, Blavatsky. In the voice of silence we read of 4 periods called modes of truth, through which the candidate for discipleship must pass ere his feet can be truly planted upon the path. Until he awakens to the desirability of the spiritual life and has heard the voice of the divine in his heart, the candidate is passing through the first period, called in the Hindu Ku, or the assembly of misery or walking in darkness. When his gaze is turned toward the star of initiation, he calls down upon himself more rapidly his past karma. This period is called Tu, or the assembling of temptation. In the third period, he meets and conquers all temptation and wipes out all old karmic debt, which period is called Mu, the destruction of temptation. And only in the fourth period, called Tao, does he consciously Just as the candidate requires 4 periods of creation through which he must pass ere he can create for himself a new life and a new world, his path, so in the creation of the planet there are 4 days or periods in which there is a completion of mere earthly conditions, the path of the planet, preparatory to the real purpose of evolution, which is to prepare a field or the path for the continued evolution of mankind. The first creation is out of light, symbolizing the light of the Christos, which breaks into the darkness of man's ignorance and sin and turns his attention toward a higher life. This light perceived in his heart is called the star of initiation, because the first glimpse of its glory initiates him into a new world, and the memory of that flash leaves him no peace until he seeks its source. This light shines in the darkness of the unawakened soul, and the darkness comprehended not. It moves like the Spirit of God over the face of the restless water of humanity, and awakens to life to which it is laden therein. The darkness is pregnant with the potencies of all things, both good and evil, which at the breaking forth of the light becomes energized with new life, and begin their slow evolution toward perfection. As with the earth when God said, Let there be light, so with the candidate. The instant he perceives the light of the Christ within, every hidden thing within him is energized and awakened to activity, for only by this fermentation can the evil be transmuted and evolved into good. In the second period is created a firmament, and the waters are separated from the waters. In the life of the candidate, this period is passed in learning to separate his higher from his lower nature, and learning to separate the desires, symbolized by water or illusion, which drag him down from those which tend toward the higher life. By this separation, he creates for himself a positive ideal toward which to strive, heaven, and recognizes the overshadowing of his higher self, the firmament. The acquired meaning of the word firmament is to make firm, the true meaning being an expanse or the circle within which a definite creation takes place. In the second period, the candidate creates for himself a definite circle or defines the limits of his spiritual aura within, which must evolve his spiritual body, just as the earth evolves over its firmament or the limits of its auric zone. In the third period, the dry land, the seas and all vegetation producing seed after its kind is created. In the candidate, this is the period in which he brings forth and conquers his lower nature. He here gains the power of standing on a firm foundation in the dry land, and separating from this all that is illusory, the sea. He deliberately plants the power of the divine will, brings forth such seeds as he chooses. Only when this is accomplished to a greater or lesser degree can he really enter the path itself. Only when he has grasped enough of the philosophy of the workings of the divine law to give him a reason for the faith that is within him, a reason that cannot be shaken by doubts or sophistries, can he have a firm foundation upon which to stand. Each pupil is passing through one of these periods of creation, but only when he has reached the fourth has he really created the path. In ancient temples, the sacred shrine was approached by 7 steps, the fourth of which was a broad terrace upon which most of the ceremonies took place. Only the few initiated priests and priestesses were permitted to ascend the higher steps, for the fourth step symbolized the path, and only those who had conquered the steps of approach and had created the path could go higher. Some of you have reached this fourth step or period, while most of you are struggling upon one of the 3 lower, still assembling the various trials and temptations, which must be met and conquered ere the path is entered. The trials that come to you are more than mere tests. When the God said, "Let there be light," the light began to penetrate into the darkness. The cast-off matter of a previous world period, all that had not been transmuted into good. This is the outer darkness into which the unprofitable servant is cast, which simply means that all the matter which should be the servant of or the Christ, but which fails to respond to one period of manifestation, must pass through a period of outer darkness or lie in the grave until the resurrection of the dawn of the next. Manvantara. In many respects, the darkness might be compared to a compost heap in which all refuse, effete, and unusual matters cast, there to forget darkness until the next springtime, when it can be spread upon the earth and its life force, transmuted for the power of the elements, can be utilized to bring forth flowers. This accumulated mass of darkness because it is composed of dead matter, capable of reflecting light. In the same way, the candidate in his past lives has left a trail of darkness that is composed of effete emanations which he has failed to redeem. This is often poetically alluded to as the trail of a serpent. In the voice of the silence, it is the shadow of thyself outside the path, cast in the darkness of thy sins. Like the darkness of chaos, it is pregnant with the germs of that which must ultimately come into light, be redeemed by its creator, that is, be transmuted into force and to bring forth life abundantly. It was only in the fourth day that the path of the earth really entered upon when the greater and lesser lights stars, the days and nights, the times and seasons were created. Only when this period was reached was the earth ready for the evolution brought on from a past world period to continue. The loathsome, creeping things in the darkness were not created by the light, but were all in the darkness, simply awaiting the energizing force of light to quicken them. The light was sent into the darkness not to stir up evil, but borrow the omniscient law, which recognizes that only by fulfilling its destiny can evil be transmuted into good. The evil weeds must grow, be uprooted, die, and give their root and force back to the soil. Their power can manifest as food for man. So with the candidate, he must penetrate the door, whose depth is to be and not denied, but face and recognize all he found in their error, and he can conquer. He still has through divine power requires to instead, let there be light. There is then created in him two great lights, the masculine form of the sun, and the feminine force of the moon. The greater to rule of day, the motion and light. The sun's force is the masculine quality of reason which gives her mind, courage, and power to grapple with the temptation, with problems of everyday life, while the moon's force flows her own that it has in us. Parent is the intuition which will illumine the darkest night and give him the power to understand the forces of the last goal is the result of your thought. Truly it is said of man, as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Chapter 29. The Word. And the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory. The glory is of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. John 1:14. By the word of the Lord were the heavens made, and the host of them by the breath of his mouth. Psalms 33:6. As humanity advances, a point is reached where there is a widespread recognition of esoteric teaching beneath the letter of the law, and consequently, many scholars sacred mystery can be utilized, and without heeding it, he invites the sages, the sages, are able to do what the sages start to the chief emanation, which he has failed to redeem. This is often poetically alluded to with the trail of the serpent. In the voice of the silence, the shadow of thyself outside path, cast in the darkness of thy sins. Like the darkness of chaos, it is pregnant with the germs of that which must ultimately come into light, be redeemed by its creator, that is, be transmuted into force that shall bring forth life abundantly. It was only in the fourth day that the path of the earth really entered upon, when the greater and lesser lights stars, the days and nights, time and seasons were created. Only when this period was reached was the earth ready for the evolution brought on the path of the period to continue. But both on the creeping thing and the darkness were not treated by the light, but were all in the darkness, waiting to energize the force like the quickeness. The light was sent into darkness, not disturb evil, but borrow. The omniscient law, which recognizes that only by fulfilling its destiny can evil be transmuted into good. The evil weed must grow, the uprooted die, and give their force back to the soil. Their power can manifest as one command. So with the candidate, he must penetrate the soul, not deny, but face and recognize all he finds that error, and he can conquer. You secure the clouds to extend, let them divide. There is the creator revealed two great points. The most skilled form of the sun, feminine force of the moon. The creator will be there, in the land. The sun's force appears to master the quality of the world. It's headlock, current, rapid temptation, problem of the life, while we approach the whole planet as a vessel. Intuition of the world of darkness, give them the power to understand the forces. Truly, it is a man, as he thinketh in his heart, so it is.